Hi everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Thanks for joining Get Your Play Online. My name is Amanda and welcome to Sensory Time. Today's activity for Sensory Time, we're going to make sensory bottles that are sports themed. This week, all week, Get Your Play Online has had activities that have been sports themed and sports related. Now, prior to today, I made a sensory bottle and I filled it up with all different sports related sequins. So if you could see really closely, you'd be able to see that I have a basketball and soccer balls. I have bat and a ball. And I also have some beads and then glitter of some of the colors from a few of my favorite teams. Now for today's sensory time, being sports themed, I decided I want to make a baseball themed sensory bottle. So I'm sporting my favorite team, the Boston Red Sox, and I'm going to make one that is Boston Red Sox themed. I'm also going to make a smaller sensory bottle to support my hometown football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. So I will make a large one that's going to be baseball themed and a small one that will be football themed. Now, before we get started, why don't I show you the materials that we will use to make our bottles. You want to use an empty bottle. What I like so much about this craft is that a lot of it can just be used from recycled material that you already have, such as a bottle. Any size you want. You want to make sure though that it's empty. So if it was filled with juice, water, soda, anything, make sure you empty it out first and take the label off because you want to be able to see what's inside. Now, as I said, I'm going to make two. I'm going to make one larger one and I'm going to make a smaller one. The smaller one, I just have a travel bottle that had a little bit of some soap left in it. So I'm going to keep the soap in it only because that's one of the ingredients. So I have a small little travel size bottle, and what's great about the travel size bottle is if you have a younger child who doesn't need such a large bottle, you can give this to them. But you can also throw this in your bag and take it with you. So if you ever need something to help you calm down or just look at during the day, you have a small one that you can take away with you. All right, so we have our bottles. You're going to want some water. I filled up, since I'm outside and not by the kitchen sink, I filled up 2 large cups with water, but I'm not going to be using all of the water. I just wanted to make sure so I wouldn't have to go back and grab more, that I had enough water. You want to use clear soap, clear dish soap. However, when I was looking for the dish soap, I could only find colored dish soap. So instead, I happened to find that I had some clear shampoo. So I'm going to use clear shampoo, but please know that you can also use clear dish soap, which is actually much better than the shampoo, but they both work the same. Just know that your shampoo usually has a scent to it. Now you want to use some beads in it. And since this is a sports themed one, I have some baseballs and footballs. At your local craft shop, check out what sports beads they have. I also have some colored beads here too. In case you don't want to do a sports themed one, or you just want it to be colorful, grab yourself some colorful beads. And they can be any size bead or shape as long as it will fit through the opening of your bottle. Now you also want to use some confetti and some sequins. I happened to pop over to one of my local stores and I was able to find sports themed confetti. These are soccer balls that are black and white soccer balls and then gold ones. Basketballs that are orange and red. Baseball bats, which are golden and white baseballs. Footballs that are these orangey copper and red colors. I also have glitter. And then I have this confetti and sequins that are red and blue. These happen to be shaped in like stars. And then I have some more star-shaped ones that are different colors. An additional amount of glitter just in case I decide that, I want more glitter or different colors to add to my sensory bottle. And then glue. Now this is a great project for just about every age. For those who are younger, you're going to want some supervision because the beads can be small. We want to make sure that nobody puts anything in their mouth. If you happen to have a hot glue gun and you're allowed to use it, that's fantastic. If you have a hot glue gun and you need supervision, please make sure that you ask an adult. The glue comes at the very end of the project, and we put a little glue on top of the cap to seal it and make sure that it doesn't come off. The reason I love working with a hot glue gun is because you plug it in, heat it up, put the glue on, and then it dries immediately, as opposed to the white glue that you're going to have to wait a couple of hours, if not overnight, until your bottle is completely dry. All right, are you ready? I am. Let's get started. Okay. Oh, and as always, whenever I do any kind of project, I love to have some hand wipes, so that way I don't have to stop what I'm doing, wash my hands all the time. I can just wipe them off with a hand wipe, and then at the very end when I clean up, then I can go and wash my hands. So the first thing that you want to do, let me get everything out of the way, is to grab the soap and the empty bottle. Again, if you have any labels on your bottles, let's peel them off and make sure that your bottle is clean on the outside so you can see through it. You want to pour the soap into the bottle until it's about half full. So for me, the soap that I'm using in here, I'm just going to completely empty out. Okay. And I know my bottle's making a lot of funny noises right now. I just want to make sure that all the soap comes out into the bottle. So I'm going to leave the bottle of soap on top of the other bottle like that, just to make sure that it is all emptied out. Now, as I said, I'm going to make one of the bottles football themed and one of them baseball themed. I'm going to grab my large baseball beads and open them up. I'm going to take a few of my baseballs and I am going to add them to the bottle. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to add one more. Keep it nice and even number. 10. Okay. Next, I'm going to add some color, red and blue. I'm going to add some of my star sequins and confetti to the bottle. And it's going everywhere. Now, it is a good idea that when you're doing this, because you'll be working with glitter, to grab yourself a tray and to do this over a tray. And then that way, anything that falls, it's really easy clean up. because it's all fallen onto a tray. So I'm going to slide the tray that I have over. You see, this is what my bottle looks like so far. I've added the soap, the sequins, and the baseballs. Next, I'm going to grab the glitter. And I have blue, and I have red. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to dump all of my glitter right in. Next, I'm going to use some of that confetti that is baseballs, bats, and baseballs. And I'm going to grab a handful of them, and I'm going to put them in the bottle as well. Can you see that? All right. Close that back up. And now I'm going to empty water into my bottle, slowly filling it up. Now a trick is to tilt the bottle as you pour the water in so then it doesn't foam up, because you know soap becomes a little foamy. All right. I added the water, and now everything that was on top is starting to settle down to the bottom. We have our baseball beads, blue and red glitter and star sequins. We have our bats and balls. Okay. Going to take our lid and put it on nice and tight. Very slowly, just kind of turn it over and see everything mixing into each other. All right. Now I had mentioned that you can put glue on to your caps. If this is something that you're going to be shaking up a lot and using and want to keep around for a long time, it is best to glue. So all you do is take the glue and you're going to put it all around the cap. Twist that cap back on nice and tight, and you're going to let it dry. Once it's dry, it is ready to shake up and use. Alrighty. Now we have the two bottles, the one that I made before, which has a whole load of all of the sports and confetti and some of the colorful beads in it and all different glitter. And then we have our baseball Red Sox themed sensory bottle. And just look at everything as it mixes into each other. See how the soap's moving through the glitter? Sometimes it comes as one big blob. Other times it separates nicely. Okay, I did mention that I was also going to make a smaller sensory bottle. So I have my travel size bottle, and it already has soap in it. Now, you should really fill up your bottle halfway with soap, but this one is a little less than half, which for me is okay. I just didn't want to waste it and thought this was a great way to use up the soap that's in it. Notice that there is a yellow hue to it. So I know that, so when I put in the colors, it may look a little cloudy, and that's okay. Now, as I said, I'm going to make this one football related to support my hometown football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to take those football beads that I have. And now these are nice large beads. And this is a small opening. But I made sure that when I chose this bottle that the footballs would fit in it. So I'm just going to add, I don't need to add too many of them. So I'm just going to add 4. Yep, there you go. Can you see? Got the 4 in there. Now I'm going to add my green. I'm going to add some silver. And I'm going to add a few more footballs. I'm going to use some of the football confetti. And I'm going to stick them right in. Now, is everyone having a wonderful week? I'd love for you to please tell me what other activities from Get Your Play Online have you participated in this week? And do you have a favorite so far? And what's your favorite sport? And what's your favorite sport team? Please let me know. I'd love to learn more about you. Okay, so we have our footballs, we have our glitter, and we have our football beads. I think I'm going to add some of the silver stars to it because the other stars that I have are red and blue. And this one is a team that does not have red or blue as a part of its colors. Okay. So I'm just taking a few of the stars, putting it right into the bottle. I'm going to finish adding my green glitter. Grab my water. This is what it looks like so far. And I'm going to pour some water to fill up the rest of that bottle. And look at what happens as you pour the water. Because the glitter was sitting on top of the soap, it starts to move and it makes these awesome looking rain-like movements as it comes down from the top. I'm going to add some glue to my cap, getting it all around. I'm going to twist that cap on, and then I'm just going to slowly move that bottle from top to bottom. And I'm going to watch the glitter and my football beads move through the water and the soap. So there you have our baseball Red Sox one, our multicolor, multi-purpose sport bottle. These are our larger ones. And look at what happens when it settles. It looks a little foggy. The water, all of the glitter, and the beads have settled to the bottom. And I slowly lift it and turn it to shake it up, to watch the magic continue to happen. And then we have our small travel sensory bottle. That is football themed. The materials that we used for our sensory bottles were any size plastic bottle. You can use a glass one too, but be careful because if you drop it and it breaks, then all the contents will come out. We have confetti, sequins, glitter, sports beads, glue, water, and remember, I like to use a tray to do the activity on, so as we're pouring the confetti, the glitter, the sequins, it all collects onto the tray, and then you have less of a mess to clean up afterwards. If you're doing this activity and you have a favorite sports team and you want it to reflect the team and its colors, then all you need to do is just add in the glitter for that team. So remember, I did the Eagles, I did green and silver. The Red Sox, blue and red. But any sports team, go ahead. Make it however you want, because this is your sensory bottle. Before I say goodbye and we end today's sensory time session, I want to read a quick book that goes along with Sports Week as well as today's theme. And it's a baseball book. I know it's not bedtime yet, but I pulled this one off of my shelf of books, and I thought that maybe you'd enjoy it. It's a quick one. Good Night, Red Sox. Written by Brad M. Epstein and illustrations by Kurt Wallstead. Good morning, Boston. The Red Sox are playing their biggest rival today. We'll be cheering for them to go all the way. Boston is awakening. There's a thrill in the air. We all have tickets, of course. We'll be there. Good afternoon, Red Sox Nation. Fans heading to Fenway Park from near and from far, arriving by foot, bus, subway, and car. When we reach the ballpark, what a magnificent sight. The stadium aglow in the golden twilight. The players in the locker room warming up, running laps, donning their uniforms, pants, cleats, jersey, and caps. Good evening, Red Sox. It's evening and the game is about to begin. The teams take the field. We can't lose. We must win. Our team in the field, all 9 running about, pitching, catching, and throwing, making out after out. Thousands of Red Sox fans on their feet cheering as one. Singles, doubles, triples, our team scores run after run. This must be the 7th inning stretch because they're all singing, "Take me out to the ball game." The Red Sox are at bat, swinging with all their might, hitting home runs clear out of sight. The Red Sox win the game by a score of 4-3. A champion season is destined to be. Good night, everyone. Good night, Fenway Park, so majestic and grand. You are a famed ballpark throughout this great land. Good night to each player. You played a great game. We're rooting for you to make the Hall of Fame. Good night to all the young Red Sox fans, too, all falling asleep dreaming of their Major League debut. So to all of the sports fans out there, thanks so much for joining me Thursday afternoon for Sensory Time. My name is Amanda. Don't forget to check out all of the other fun sports-related activities from Get Your Play online. I look forward to hanging out with you again. Have yourselves a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.